Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Marantz. Rantz, plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. So I'm trying to get ready for work, but a lot of people are messaging me here. I'll give you an example. Here's one of the messages on Twitter. It says, "Hey, GameStop Echo, I love your work, brother. I think you would be honest and give this a good look. Plus, you're very knowledgeable yourself. I wouldn't try to waste your time. It's strictly GameStop related. I just think more people need to see this." And it's related to trade spotting, Jamie. If you guys don't know Jamie Curran, he is known as Trade Spotting. He's a YouTuber. He's from over the pond in the UK. Him and his brother are YouTubers, okay? I'll make this very clear to you guys. I don't support their platforms, YouTube. They've come to this channel like maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. We used to hang out on live streams and stuff like that. So merger proposal for GameStop, and he's messaging Larry Chang and Ryan Cohen. And his idea is that GameStop should buy into a company called Focus Home Interactive. I believe they're called now Focus Entertainment. And so everyone wants me to go ahead and look at it. The problem I have with looking at videos like this where they try to give ideas of what should happen. This is Jamie, by the way. He's not looking too healthy. I don't know if you guys can see him on the screen right now.
And it's here.
I don't want to assume anything here.
They aren't all doing amazing.
I know what happened with these guys. So before I actually dive into what is Focus Home, I can just do that really quick. Focus Home is a failed gaming company at the moment. They have minimal dollars on hand. They're hurting. They're hurting. They're looking for the next thing per se. And when I mean they're hurting, they're in business. Their stock has come down over the last 3 years. I would tell you it's come down almost 90%. It's down to $11 a share. But during the peak of what GameStop was, during 2021 when GameStop was pumping, and even somebody like Rocky and Jamie, their channels, they're brothers, by the way, Rocky and Jamie, when I refer to them, their channels were popping, okay? And so this gaming company was around $70 a share back then. Now it's down to 11. So it sounds like it's self-serving as far as the partnership, them saying, no, I think they should do a partnership with GameStop, maybe trying to save their investment, because I don't give these guys anything to stand on. It's just something that I've been dealing with. So I'm going to remind you why, though, okay? So just so that we're clear. I'm typing it in right now as we speak, just so you guys can see what's happening. So these were previous comments based off of the deal with Ryan Cohen and IMX. If you guys are not familiar, Rocky, his brother, was extremely critical of Ryan Cohen and GameStop and the deal they did with IMX. And we now know IMX is the number one Web3 gaming company in the world. They're huge. They're getting bigger and bigger. So many millions and millions of dollars are pouring in. Just GameStop's little token as far as the commitment to them, the pledge they made. And yes, they got some tokens in return. They sold them off at the top. And that's when Rocky said, hey, this is a pump and dump. And so if you see here, he says, what's more embarrassing, the AMC share price sale at $32 before it pumped up to $70, or GameStop making a deal with an unheard of crypto in a borderline illegal way at the expense of retail? So that's what Rocky said the day of it when GameStop did their deal with IMX. He was speaking poorly on Ryan Cohen. Now, everyone had something to say. And of course, Jamie comes in, and Jamie says, Rocky asked the hard questions. We want our CEOs to be excellent. Rocky did a great job explaining the document, discovering the details, and more importantly, protecting people from bad trades. He is the reason I cover either of these stocks. I respect him more than anyone. So the brothers are standing up for each other. But while saying that, these guys were saying it's a pumping up on retail. I mean, they went on and on. They were in Twitter Spaces calls. They were making videos, going live, and everyone knows because they lost their whole following. Like, their whole following fell out. And if you don't know what happened next, it was Rocky saying, I think it was like a month later, 2 months later, because I already saw the tweet. I don't have to prove it to you. He said, hey, man, I'm putting my whole life savings into IMX. They were trying to get back the GameStop crowd they had, the grift they had, because they had been supporting AMC and GameStop at the same time. And I was like openly against it. That's why when they came to my channel the first time, I was like, who are they? And then they told me, and I was like, oh, they're YouTubers for GameStop. That's cool. We can hang out. And then when I found out they support AMC, I was like, wait a minute, I'll never do that. And Rocky says he supports AMC because Adam Aaron follows him on Twitter. And that's why he follows him back. But he didn't follow Ryan Cohen on Twitter at the time when this was all going down. So this is 2.5 years ago. I still remember because we've been around for a long time. So when someone like this comes out with an idea for GameStop and people want me to dive into it and say, well, it should be good. I looked at Focus Home and I looked who's on the board of directors there. There's individuals from Mattel. There's individuals from private equity, sure, but it's not a stock that I would go into. Yes, they're buying up gaming companies, but I think people need to shift the way they think. This is my opinion too. You have an opinion, Rocky, Jamie, you have an opinion that GameStop needs to pair up with a gaming company. And I'm just going to tell you they don't. That gaming company you just pointed out makes around $12 million annually net profit. I'll let you know where GameStop's at the end of quarter four. It's going to be $100 million. Mind you, GameStop has $1.5 billion in the bank. And what are these guys going to have? They guys probably have on cash on hand under $100 million. Not even that. I'm talking about $50 million to operate on. These are smaller companies, and it's not that GameStop needs to pair up with a whole bunch of small companies to try to win something. You need to go read the filing again. Becoming a holding company does not mean that they need to invest in companies in the same sector, in the same industry. GameStop's already the number one retailer for video games and computer components, brick and mortar, sure, and in e-commerce, the profits are there, the margins are there. This is a great business, the way they're running it. Now they can pivot and they can grow pragmatically just on that side, on that front. But that's not what was put into the 10Q. What's put in the 10Q was Ryan Cohen can invest his wealth with GameStop's wealth, and they can do any partnership in the world. And the last thing I want to see them do is to go invest in France and the Netherlands and Germany, somewhere where they're actually dialing back their footprint in Europe. They're actually focusing on the U.S. And the reason why is because the conversion is not there. The dollar's weaker. The dollar's too strong in the U.S. not to do business in the U.S. That's why they shut down their Ireland stores, and that's why you have to know exactly what you're talking about. It sounds like you made a video to try to save the company that you're invested in at some point within these last 2 years, that it's come down 90%. Well, it's not a partnership I want, and I definitely don't trust guys like you. You and your brother. Grifters from the start until the end, even today. That's what I stand by. So let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But the floor is open. I'll see you around, punk.